Let's get some price picks in today, guys. Last night was historical. If you've seen my community post and you see the title, you know that it was an absolute record-breaking day. The slip I gave out in the video was this one right here. Jason Tatum and Horford both cashed, but Riley and Ozuna did nothing because the Braves weren't really hitting last night, so they weren't looping through the at-bats and they did not get their hits, runs, RBIs. The other slip right down here with Michael Porter and Jamal Murray. Obviously, you get refunded because you can't have two players from the same team in a 2-power, and the Detroit game ended up getting postponed. But if we move over to what happened in the Discord last night, absolute historic night. This is 138x, 150 into 5.7k, another 38x, 150 into 5.7k, and a 4x, 150 into 600. Full disclaimer, this is not my account. It's one of my good friend's accounts who's in the Discord, but if you go onto the board, you know that I am limited, so I can't even put that type of money down. But I figured since I'm limited, doesn't mean I can't help other people. I can't put all that money down. You can see $5 per entry, but some people can until they actually get limited themselves. But that's after like 10, 20, even 30k profit. So these guys are absolutely chilling in the Discord. I just show you some other guys. We got Glazer here who cashed 6k in 2024, 20% return on his investment. If you check when he joined, December 24. So he's been here pretty much the whole year. And there's some other guys right here like Pro Gamer 2K who joined April 12. And if you look at his April graph, you can see he was slow at the beginning. He joined the Discord and now he's up 3.6k in April alone. Overall, in April, this was a 67.2 unit day. So on the month, we are up, if I scroll all the way up to April 1st, 88.1 units. And I didn't just do this in April. As you guys know, I do this pretty much every single month. I have not had a negative month. 73.75 units in March. Scroll up to February, see 137.3 units of profit. January was also a profitable month, 25.1. That was actually my worst month, and that was still 25.1 units of profit. That's still 2.5k of profit on a $100 unit. Then we check December, and guess what? Another profitable month, 133.35 units. And then all of November, which was just 10 days, because that's when I started Discord, 52.9 units. That is 582 units of profit over 5 months, and this is the cumulative profits over time. You can see there's dips, guys. I went from 360 peak all the way down to 290, but it goes back up all the way up to 478, and then maybe back down to 440. But every time there's a low, it always ends up going straight back to the peak, and right now we're in a peak at 582 units, guys. I don't think you understand. If you were here since the beginning, just putting $10 per bet at 582 units of profit, you'd be up 5.8k. And obviously, you're not going to see at $10 per bet every single month. You're probably going to scale it up. Some people that were on $50 units could be up to 29k in profit. The best part is you get all these picks for $50 a month. It's right here, OddsJuice VIP. First link in the description, $50 a month, and you have access to picks that could potentially make you thousands on thousands a month, and have made people thousands on thousands a month, and continue to make people thousands a month. So that's my tangent. If someone else would have cashed 238x in a day, they probably would have taken 20 minutes to go over it in the video. I'm just going to take a little bit of time in that beginning of the video, and we'll get straight into the picks right now. And I'm going to go with some weird picks tonight. I'm going to Philly, but I'm not taking Joel Embiid. I'm not taking Maxey. I'm taking Kelly Oubre Jr. on his under 12.5 points, and I'm stacking this up with Kyle Lowry on his over 7.5 points. Go and check the game logs on both these guys. You're going to see Kelly Oubre cash this in the third and fourth game versus the Knicks. And you're going to see Lowry cash this in the first and second game and also the third. So basically in 3 out of 4 of the games, when Kyle Lowry is going over his points, Kelly Oubre is going under, and vice versa. So when Kelly Oubre had his good game, you're going to see Kyle Lowry went under his points. So this is kind of the relationship I'm going for. It had hit 3 out of 4 times. If you go and check the juice on both these players, you're going to see that Kyle Lowry has a bit of juice towards the over, all the way up at minus 119. And if we go over to Kelly Oubre, he's actually set at 11.5 on the sports books. On price picks, we're getting about 12.5, so we're getting a full point of value. Now we're going to go over to MLB and end off the slip, and we're going to be going over to Arizona, my favorite team when it comes to stacking. This is actually the best stack available right now. It's going to be Suarez on his over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, then Corbin Carroll on his over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. If you go over to the lineup, you see that they're expected about 6th over here on Suarez and then 8th on Carroll. So they're close to each other in the lineup, which means they have a higher probability to run each other in. And just in general, Arizona is one of those top teams in at-bats. They're one of the top teams in runs. They're one of the top teams in RBIs. So they do loop through their players very often. What I like most is honestly the juice on both these players. Minus 145 on Eugenio Suarez. Honestly, I don't even know how this prop is on the board now. This is way too good. And then we're going to be stacking this up with another prop that's very good at minus 135. This is a beautiful stack, and this is going to be the full first slip. Kelly Oubre, Lowry, Suarez, and Carroll. We're going to get into another slip. Let's put $5 because I'm not allowed to put any more. And then we're going to get into the next one. So right away, we're going to go over to the NBA once again. And we're going to go with something very similar. We're going to go Banchero on his over 21.5 points and Wagner on his under 19.5 points. So similar concept. You can see Wagner cashed only in that last game. So first 4 games pretty much chalked everything. But he did get pretty close. 18 points here, and even 16 here. But if we go and check Banchero, note the game that he did not go over was in this one right here where Wagner did, and then he did cash in this one here and this one here. So again, 3 out of 4 times when Banchero is going over, Wagner is going under and vice versa. So this is the relationship I'm going with. Of course, it's unlikely that both these guys are kind of going over in their props, especially if Banchero is the one getting more usage in a specific game. Again, if you check the juice on both these players, you're going to see Banchero does have juice towards the over 21.5 at -120, and Wagner's kind of 50-50 split. But since we're going off that correlation sort of between the two players, it doesn't make sense to grab Wagner on the under, despite the fact that he's not juiced towards the under. Now, for the second MLB stack, I'm actually going to be going with 2 unders. You know, I typically take 2 overs. But just like last night's case, you could see when teams are not getting a lot of hits, it's more likely that 2 guys go under, like we saw with Riley and Ozuna last night. It's very possible that both players get 0 hits, runs plus RBIs. The first player we're going to go with is actually Abreu here on his under 1.5 hits, runs plus RBIs. And we're going to be pairing him up with Yoshida on his under 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. So you get the same correlation on the unders as you do with the overs. If you go and check the MLB daily lineups and scroll over to Boston, you can see that Abreu's here at the 4th batting position with Yoshida at the 5th. So close to each other in that lineup, but most importantly, the juice. Yoshida has -130 juice towards his under as well as Abreu. So very good juice on the unders for both these guys. This is going to be the second slip. Good luck tonight, guys.